There we go, the hidden hideaway. That's so cute. Hi, I'm Allison Pryor and I teach acrylic paintings for beginners and all levels. And today I'm going to show you how to paint this beautiful landscape with a hidden little cabin by itself. And I'm going to show you how to do all the techniques to do this beautiful painting today. So let's get started. Paints that were sent to me and by Salvador. They're Salvador paints. And they asked me to try them out. They didn't ask me to put them on YouTube. That was my choice. So they're not sponsoring me in any other way, only that they sent me the paints to try them out. And so I said I'd love to try them out. So I'm going to do a painting with these paints today. Now I have a lot of these paints, so I'm not going to be able to use them all, but we'll be able to tell by the few that I do use that how good they are and how, you know, and how nice the colors are. So let's get started. Look at these gorgeous colors. I got carried away, but I want to try them all. I'm going to try and add those now to my painting that we do today. And you will be able to try them out yourself if you decide to buy them in my Amazon shop. And you'll be able to see the colors that are there. So let's get started on the painting. Okay, let's start off with the sky. And let's just put in a light sky. We're going to have a sky and some trees and stuff back there. And the I may put the horizon line a little over halfway, just a little bit over halfway. So I will just use a bit of blue just to get that little horizon line there. So just, you can also use tape if you like, but you don't need to today because it doesn't have to be exactly straight. So I'm going to take some of my blue. This is ultramarine blue. I'm going to take a little bit of my red. And I'm going to add white. Brighten it up nice and bright. That's a pretty color, isn't it? Almost a purplish color. Isn't that pretty? Those paints are gorgeous. Look how smooth they are. It's just really creamy. Very nice. So we'll put that on there and we'll make, and here's what you're going to do. You're going to put it on and leave some holes so that we can leave some clouds. So that'll make it easier for you to make clouds. So just leave some holes, okay? So just put on some sky color and just leave some openings. All right. Good. I'm just laying it on and it goes on nice and smooth. Nice. So I'm leaving openings, as you can see. As you see, have the colors there. I would also like to show you how to make a little bit of magic white, just to, in case you want to make your paints go even smoother, all right? And so I'm just going to squeeze out a bunch of white paint, and I'm going to put in some of my, so I got some paint in here. I'm not making much. I don't need much. I'm only going to put a little bit on the top here. And I'm going to put some blending gel. Just about half of the white. Okay, half. And then I'm going to use their palette knife, Salvador palette knife, which I really like because it's got that nice round top on it. I used these in another painting, so you'll be able to see better what I used. So I'm just going to take out a scoop of that. So that's probably the same amount as the white paint, okay? And then I'm just going to mix it up. And that will be your magic white, okay? So I have a link below to some recipes that I have to help you with your acrylics to keep them wet longer and to make them blend your paints more smoothly and stay wet longer. So this is great for that. Alright, so we don't need a lot because we're only using the top half of your paint. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that up here. I'm just going to mix it in with the paints that I already did. That's fine. You can do that. See? Nice. And put some on the bottom. I still have some blue paint on my brush. That's okay. So you can do anything you want. Alright, see, there we go. Now with the magic white, see how that's even smoother again. I left some openings in the center there. So we'll have our sky. All right. Really nice. Really nice paints to work with, I must say. Pretty colors too. All right. Good. See how it blends nicely and it stays separated. So I'm keeping those openings there. Make sure there's lots of white. I'm trying to make a nice bright sky here today. So that's nice. I don't need to do much more with it. Might just add a little more white to the center parts there than I wanted to make the clouds. I'll probably add some more clouds later, you know. So I just want to get that much done so that I can start adding. But look, it's it's not a really dark. You can see some color, but you can't see a lot. But if you want to be able to see a little bit of shadow up here, you can do that too. Or you can add a little more color if you want. You can add a little more color. If you want to add more color, just add more paint to your brush and bring in some more color. Alright. I know it's a nice bright sky. That's all I want. So you decide what you want. See? Pretty. I just want to add some trees in the background here. So just some bushy trees. Really bushy trees. So I'm going to use some of these greens. This is a sap green. Really nice dark green. I'm going to add a little bit of that lighter color green into it. And maybe some of this yellow ochre. I'm not mixing it, as you can see. I'm just tapping into each other, and you can see all the paint is separated. And that's the way I want it. Okay. So we'll just tap with the bristle brush, okay? This is only just a size 12 bristle, so you need bristle brushes. Look, just tap gently and you'll get all these gorgeous, look, tree shapes, look. Oh, nice. And look at those colors, aren't they gorgeous? Nice, look at that. See, I'm tapping into it, but you see the colors are separated, see? And that will help you get your 3 values all at one time. And I'm not tapping very hard, as you can see. I'm letting some of the background come through. We won't even have to do very much with those trees. Once we get that done, as we're doing it now, that can stay. That can stay just as it is. And try to leave some holes, because I think it looks nice. Do you? Isn't that nice? Pretty. So if you run out of paint, just put your sap green in, and add a lighter green in, and some nice darker colors there now. That's nice too. That's nice too for contrast. Look at that. That's a happy accident, see? Oh, I love what this brush is doing. Nice. Let's have some higher ones and some lower ones. Very nice. Higher up here. I really like it. I like it a lot. So as we go over here, we're going to go higher. Look at those gorgeous trees. Aren't they beautiful? This, the colors are gorgeous. Love those colors, the greens. That sap green is really nice because it's so dark. It's so hard to get a really good dark green. And that other green, that's beautiful too. That's just called a yellowish green. Now that will be with the set. So this is all in one set. So that's your dark sap green, yellowish green, and yellow ochre. Alright. want to get these a little higher. I'm just tapping, and I'm not tapping really hard because I don't want to get big old don't want to get big old lumps of paint. Put too much on there, you'll get too much, right? But look how pretty it's coming out. Beautiful colors. I really like that. Just adjust anything that you want to. Alright. One little more. You want to add a little bit of yellow color to it. Try some of your yellow ochre. Just add a little bit of color. Try not to tap too hard or you'll end up destroying what you already did. You're just laying these colors on top of what you already did, so don't push too hard, alright? Maybe we should add some of these lighter yellows. How's that? Maybe a little bit mixed in with that to brighten up a small bit. Not too much. I really don't want to destroy it on you. We don't have to do very much with these, but just like to add a little color. Tapping here and there. I don't want to destroy what I already did, so I really like that yellow ochre though. Yellow ochre and that yellow, brighter yellow looks really nice. But the yellow ochre is their yellow ochre is really pretty. Look at that. I like that. Maybe a little more yellow ochre. Really like their yellow ochre. Nice. Nice, isn't that nice? It's pretty, isn't it? This is the Salvador brush. So, some of the brushes have their own identity, if you notice. Like this one has a brown with a black tip, see? So some brushes have different markings on them, so you'll know the brands, right? Like this one here just has the one color, right? Just one color. And some of them have, you know, different tops. So I don't know if there's any other ones out there like with this type of colors. But that's the Salvador, right? So I want to use this for marking out. I'm just going to use my blue paint again. I'm going to use my sap green this time. I just want to draw out, I don't know, maybe we have a little river or something. I don't know if I should have a path or a river. I'm not really sure. What would be nice, I wonder? Let's see. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe this could be, I'm not really sure. Let's see. Trying to think. I don't know. So what we'll do is, first of all, we'll have this as grass. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a little house here somewhere. We're going to put a little house to enhance it. So I'll do that again so you can see it. So I just brought my line over here. So draw out, even if you want a path there, you don't have to have the water if you don't want to. And just draw out these lines just so you'll know where you're going with your composition, okay? Composition. There we go. So we'll say that for now. Not sure, but I'm going to try that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some grass here and here, just to get that much done. So you have to do it in steps. And for my grass, I'm going to use my, let's see, I'm going to try Let's try fan brush. We can always change it. This is the Salvador fan brush. It's nice and big. Alright. I'm just going to put the paint on there. I'm using sap green, using those greens that I put out. Doing the same thing, kind of going into the three of them. And I'm thinking maybe I'll just put it on like this. I want it a bit lighter than that, so I'm going to use some of my sap green and my, what else have I got there? Yellow ochre. We'll put on smooth. Now you can use a flat brush. I'm just trying different brushes because I got these and I want to try them out, see how they, I already tried them in another painting and I love them, so, but I still want to use them again. So here we go. Paint is very nice. It's easy to work with. I find it's nice and creamy, you know. Nice and creamy and good coverage too. Really nice coverage, good colors, vibrant colors, beautiful. Alright, so get that nice and bright now after we put this coat on. So I just want to get the colors on first. This is how I do my paintings. I'll get my colors and my shapes first, and then I do all my details on top of what I already did. Now you can do it whatever way you want. You might want to do one section at a time. Sometimes I do that too. I'll perfect the sky and I'll perfect everything and do all of the details and everything on one section, and then I'll move on to something else. And sometimes I'll work all around the canvas. You know. Sometimes I'll put in small details before the end of it. So you work whatever way you're comfortable. Alright. So just filling this in with some green paint. Sap green and some that lemon green, yellowish green is called. Alright, nice color, isn't it? Alright, let me get some more paint. So let's finish this with some sap green, some of that lighter green, and some of this yellow ochre. I didn't mix them all together, look. I didn't mix them all together. So I'm getting all my values. I get like 3 values by not mixing them completely. But I still have, I still have work to do. The trees worked out pretty good because we got almost all the values we needed in a couple of little strokes. All right. Nice. Very nice. Really like this color. Look at that. You can even do it that way. You can even do that. Look at that. The fan brush is nice and big, see? See that? I want some dark down there, though. I want it nice and dark down there because I'm going to be adding highlights on top. When you're adding highlights on it, you want to make sure you have lots of dark. Good. Good. It's okay you're out there. That's okay. Nice. Now so now I'm going to see if I can make some highlights on top of what we just did. I'm going to go with the lighter yellow. Let's see what that one is called. That one is called Primary Yellow. And I have Naples Yellow Deep. Very nice. Very nice. What do we got here? I'm not sure. A-Z-O, yellow lemon? Yellow lemon. Alright, so to get a kind of a grassy look, you can just tap on with your fan brush. See? Tap on like this. And that will give you a grassy look. See how it looks grassy? And you can wait for the underpainting to dry, or you can put it on top. It'll just mix together, that's all. And then when it all dries, you can add even brighter highlights. See? That's nice. That gives you a really nice grassy look to your painting. So let's make it really bright on top here. Let's go with that really bright color. See, and you can put lighter colors on top already. But like I say, you're better off waiting for the paint to dry before you put too many light colors on top. But let's just continue on putting some grass on here with our fan brush. Looks nice. Try to do it so you can see me. Just tap it on there. Try to keep my hand out of the way. So all you gotta do is use the top of your brush like that. Just touch, 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 touch. Tap, 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 tap. Okay? If you don't want to use a fan brush, then use a bristle brush. I'll show you now what I'm talking about. Okay? Just want to get some of this on for you just so you can see that grassy look. And then you can bring in, what you can do then, if you don't want to use a fan brush, you can use your bristle brush and then go back in after and add some grassy areas on top of that. Alright, see how nice that's coming out though? Just by doing that. You can also push up like that too if you want. Push up like that. See? That gives you even more grassy area. Look, see that? So you touch and push up. Not push up that way, but push in. I should say push in. Or push down. Once you get used to your fan brush, then you can figure out ways to use it to your advantage. Some people don't like fan brushes. Not sure why, but I think it's just a matter of getting used to them, that's all. But I'll show you now. See how nice and grassy looking that is, though? Isn't that pretty? So just get out of... so just take your bristle, okay? You have a bristle brush. And put your paint on there. Just tap into it. All those beautiful colors. And then just tap, tap, tap. Use the chiseled edge, use the bristles, the top of your bristles, okay? Whatever colors you want. And that gives you a nice grass too, see? I think it looks pretty so far. So I'm going to go back to my fan brush because I'm finding the fan brush really doing it good. So, oh, that was a synthetic, Salvador synthetic, but I also have a, I believe this is Dollar and Rowney this is a Bristol fan brush. So I want to show you different brushes you can use, okay? So I'm going to try my lighter colors. I'm just mixing those colors together, kind of just tapping into them. I don't want to blend them completely. And see the darks underneath here? They look really nice, don't they? So I'm just tapping away. Now the Bristol works really good with grass also. So it depends on how you get used to what you prefer and what you get used to. I really like the fan brush for grass, I must say. Bristol and the other one is Salvador. They both work really good. As we get down here, we want to keep it dark. Just for this painting. Some paintings you can have it really light. I might add a few flowers or something down here. But look how nice it is. Isn't that nice? You can even touch and pull up some higher grasses if you want, or do this one again. I'm going out to the water there now. Push up, push up, push up. See how it looks like grass though? Push down too. You can also take your brush and push in, and see the bristles will go up, see? So either way, you can push the bristles down or you can push them up. You push them up. You can see it better there. Just threw some color on there so you can see it. Okay, good. So I'm just adding some brighter greens and yellows. Just using the top. I'm using the top of my fan brush right now, but you can do that. See? I like trying different things. I want to leave some of that dark down there. I'm going to add some more. I really like that orangey color and the yellow ochre. I really like that. See, because that gives some color. See how it gives a color? Look at that. Push, 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 push. Tap, 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 tap. Push, push. Try different things just to see what will happen. You got nothing to lose. You'll be fine. You got nothing to lose. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? A little bit of extra effort, see? It's a little bit of extra effort. Now here we go to sap green. Let's go with the sap green on our brush. Pull it out so that you can get some sap green on there. And put it on the edge here. Make that nice dark edge. And then pull up some grass. Like that. See? Tap. Pull up. Tap. That's sap green. I love the dark sap green. Sometimes you get paints that they say they're sap green, but they're too light. Like that. That's nice. So I had to add black to the green, which is fine. Okay. Add sap green. And down here is the same. Just put on some of sap green and pull up some grass. This paint is really nice and thick. So now I'm going to change to the sky color that we did with a flat brush. Get that sky color so we can put it into the water. Okay. Very nice. So I'm just going to add that nice sky color. Then we can start cleaning up the edges. It's okay for the green to go out in there. It's okay. Not to worry. So I'm using more white than I am anything else, because the darker colors of ultramarine blue can get too dark, so you don't want that to happen. We're just using a little bit of red, a little bit of blue, get that purplish look, and then white. Stay horizontal. The paint is still wet, so it's going into our water, which is fine. It's okay. I'm trying to get some of that shadow color into the water, okay? So I'll just pick up some of the. If it dried on you, that's okay. You can always add shadows after. Stay horizontal. As we get down further, we go a little darker. Get some of your ultramarine blue. Start moving it down here. Add a little bit of red. Make it darker. Good. Some blue and white. Some white. Mix in with the rest of the colors. See, I'm just adding the white and mixing in with it. I'm not really... I don't mix a lot on my palette. See, I just kind of pick up colors and put them on, and then put them on the canvas. Sometimes I'll mix them a little bit, and then, see, you get all these separated colors. See? Isn't that nice? I'm going to need more white. I'm still going horizontal. As you can see, everything's horizontal. Nice. Nice. I'm going to put some sap green down here to really darken it. Look at that. That really makes it green dark, doesn't it? So you can mix your colors without making mud. Some white. So just go back and forth with your colors. Nice and dark down there with a bit of highlight. And some shadow color with your burnt, with your sap green. Bring some of your shadow color out here. Try to stay horizontal. That's probably going to be a little tricky. Just use the chiseled edge of your knife. See, isn't that pretty? Probably will put a little edge here. Good. I think I will lighten up some green. Some green. Lighten it up. And probably add some reflections in the water. Let's see, maybe I'll do it this way. Yeah, I'll just drag it over a little bit. That's better. So long as we get some reflections. So ultramarine blue and green make a nice dark reflection. Bring out some of those a little bit further out into the water, just little skinny ones. Try to stay horizontal. Good. So let's take a long liner brush and we will use, so wet it and then go through your burnt umber and some burnt sienna, and we'll put some little, as if there's some branch. You know what I might do? I might take some white on one side and the burnt umber there, and that way I'll be able to see them better. So we can put in some, no, maybe not. Let's just put in, see how I try to experiment while I'm doing it with you. So I'm just trying to put in some branches and twigs in between those trees. Burnt umber, bit of black if you have to. I was going to go with the burnt sienna, but I think we're okay with the burnt umber. Add a little bit of water to your brush just to get the water flowing. See, it's dripping a little bit. Once you go into your paint, you're okay. It's a really nice brush for, look, for getting those nice long liner brush from Salvador. Isn't that nice? Really nice. Works really well. So, you know, I'd rather show you how things work. See, that's my fault. But you can fix that. So you have to be very, very light on the touch in order to get that really nice thin line. You have to imagine where those little trunks are. Trunks and branches. Gives it more of a realistic look to your painting. Depends on what effect you're looking for too, right? Some people will just put the bushes there and they're happy with that. So you can scatter them. You don't have to have them, you know, sort of put them in between the trees. Like they're hidden. Like they're hidden in the trees. See how that makes it more like trees now? Instead of just bushes. Isn't that nice? You like that? So you just branch off. Try to make little tiny ones if you can. Cool. I don't want to overdo it. I like that. That's nice. Now the water, you need to go horizontal. As you can see, I kind of went a little bit where I'm standing to the side. I didn't realize it. It looks like it's going down that way. But you really need to goes really horizontal in order to get that nice. It has to go up more, like more horizontal, see? I'm just going to throw on some of this. Just see if I can get it starting to come together better there. Now you can add white on top of it just to smooth it out. So I'm trying to get that nice horizontal look. I don't want it to look like it's, you know, that's a bit better. Get it. The straighter you can get it to go across, the straighter it would look. Same when you're doing a path. If you can get nice and horizontal going this way, then your path won't look like it's falling down. You know what I mean? So you can put some dark on it and put some white on top of it, and that will help you get those colors, the shadows and the lights going in there. Just go back and forth. So that's a bit better, isn't it? A little more straighter. If you lose some of your darks, just put them back in. See? Starting to look straighter. Some of that sap green in there because I don't like that too blue. Trying to get reflections from the grasses and the trees. Alrighty then. Put a little bit of black, blue, and green on the edge here to make sure it's nice and dark. We don't want to lose that edge. Alrighty then. Just kind of playing around with it. Just playing around. Using the same flat brush, Alright. Let's take some burnt umber. Let's make a tree. Let's make a tree. Let's make a tree. I don't know. Here. Just make a little line. And then pull up. Touch and pull up. Up. Fill up your brush with more paint. Burnt umber, burnt sienna mixed together is good. Those dark colors. Let's go right to the top. That paint underneath is still a bit wet. Ooh. Just keep adding your paint. Right to the sky. Up to the sky. Good. Nice big old tree. We'll take some branches out. On the chiseled edge, touch and pull out. On the chiseled edge, you can get that nice thin branch. If you want it thicker, just go back over it again. Push, 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 and lift, lift, lift. Might need more paint. See where I have some of that magic white on? It's probably still a bit wet, so you could use a hairdryer to dry it if you need to do that. But you can also put a second coat on when that dries, or you can dry it with a hairdryer. And you can take a branch out of there. Take some branches out. Nice big old branches. Woo! Chisel your brush. These brushes make their chiseled edge nice. See, keeps the chiseled edge, which is nice. And let's see. Trying to decide how big to make that branch. Am I making it too big? I think I am. Might have to add another tree. Oh boy. Oh boy. Another branch out here. Another branch out here. Boy, oh boy, that's a big old branch, isn't it? I probably should use a smaller brush for these little ones. That's what I'll do. I'll switch to a liner brush. That's what I'll do. Look. My long liner brush. So I can get a, there we go, that's nice. Really like this liner brush, it works so well. It's got that nice skinny top on it, see? Just look. Look, how tiny there. Maybe I should get you closer. Just watch. Come off the branch and look. Amazing. That's pretty cool, hey? I like it. That's really nice. I'm going to, for some of the leaves on the tree, I think I'm going to use I have my name on it just so I'll know which ones I'm talking about myself, but these are just called chip brushes. I got them in my Amazon shop too. See how everything opens up nicely? These are bristle, but look at the bristles, how they open up. That's a 1 inch, right? So I'm going to use that because it makes it so much easier than doing them individually with one brush. So I'm just going to go into my sap green. I'm going to go into my sap green and I'm going to go into, I love this yellow ochre and maybe some of that lighter color, that light yellow color. Yeah, I love the colors. So I'm just going to tap on, see? So I'm just going to tap on some of those and it makes them look more individual, spreads them out more, right? So that way you don't have to do it individually if you don't want a lot of, you probably don't want a lot of, see, that's enough. That's plenty, isn't it? Right, that's plenty. You don't want no more than that. I should leave that alone now. But no, you know me now. I got to poke and pick. So, it's adding a little bit more. I don't know why, but there we go. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. But that's nice, isn't it? Because it doesn't interfere with the rest. So I really like that yellow ochre color, so I'm going to add a little more of that yellow ochre too, with a little bit of the brighter yellow to some more of these trees, because I love that color. Gives it a little extra punch, right? Just on the tops. It's like it's not interfering too much with the colors that I already have there. Just kind of enhancing them a little bit. I like it right there in that. I won't add too much there because I might come back and add some more later. I'm just going to Alright, I better leave it alone or I'm going to mess it up. Take out your fan brush or your flat brush and get some dark green, sap green. Alright, and we're going to add a little bit of a shadow around our tree. So, we'll say light is coming in. But see, I'm trying to decide now where the light comes in because that decides for my shadow. So let's see. The light could come in from the left and hit over here, and that's why there's a bit of shadow off the bank there, we could say, right? Get a bit of shadow here going on here. That looks nice, doesn't it? Nice. You could add a little bit of burnt ultramarine blue to that green, if you sap green, if you want to make it even darker, or you can add burnt umber to it. Whatever color you add is going to darken up for you. Make that shadow whatever way you want, because it's your decision and how you want your shadows. And if you want to add a little more shadows in the grass, you can do that too. Contrast. Contrast. Makes everything jump out at you. Doesn't it? A bit of contrast. See how everything starts to jump out when you do that? When you add that little bit of contrast. So let's add some, go into some nice bright yellow. And start adding a few of these long grasses. So go into your brightest yellow. Add some white so it'll brighten up for you. Maybe there's some here too. Paint is still a bit wet, so. Make sure you get some water so you can get it to move. I'm pushing a little bit too hard. Like I say, that's a bit of practice you got to do. And even with practice, sometimes your hand just does what it wants, doesn't it? Just does whatever it wants. It's like, I don't want to do that. I want to do what I want to do. I'm going to add a bit of red to that, and I think to start adding a bit of color. There we go. Nice and bright up here. You know what I find about these colors? I find they're not fading as much as some of the other acrylics. They're keeping their brightness, they're keeping their intensity. You notice that? Like some of the other acrylics that I use sometimes, they just fade, and I have to, you know, relayer and put color over them so I can get them bright and keep their color. But I find they really hold their color really nice, I must say. All right, now, so let's just add some leaves. I'm just going to use this brush. It's an angular brush. You can use a flat. All right, just going into my yellow, ochre, and green. Maybe a bit of yellow. I think I'm going to brighten it up too, because... And I'm just going to touch and pull back. It's really nice leaves. Just some leaves. Just so you can have some leaves here for flowers. Touch and pull. Just touch, actually. Your brush will make that shape for you. You just got to get the color on properly. Right? You put the color on, so you just touch. Look. Touch, 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 touch. But I'm just going into some light yellow and some different colors, probably a bit of orange or something like that. And I'm putting some of these leaves here. Touch. I'm going to see if I can get a few more of those nice long stems, maybe for a few flowers. So take the same brush and put some red on that brush, the tip. You can use whatever brush you want, depending on what kind of flowers you want. So if you want some, add some red flowers, you can just tap, 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 tap. I'm trying to get some color here now, right? So we'll go with some color. Add some white, get some different color flowers there. Pretty flowers. Just touch, push in, push, push. If you push in, that will give you like shapes, like shape. Boop. If you want different colors, you can go into some yellow. You can add white to it so it'll brighten it up. See? If you come up here like this, it'll make it look like they're tall or something, you know? Now, got little white ones back here, you know, just little flowers. It's kind of nice, isn't it? Can also have some, maybe we could have a little tree or something over here and have some little white flowers or something. So what I want to do is, you can have a little tree over there, maybe, I don't know. I'd like to have a little house or something here. Might be nice. Or here. What do you think? What do you think would be nice? I wonder. If there was a house, it probably would have a little path coming down through here instead of sitting here. Maybe over here, because that will, the composition is a big tree here, and if you put a house in the middle, it might kind of throw it off a little bit. I'm not sure, but I'm going to put a house over there. So I need to let that dry. Actually, that little river has to come from somewhere, right? So I'm going to have to make a little opening or something there for that river, because you can't leave it like that, because it'll be like, that don't make sense. See, the painting has to make sense. So you have to take that little river and bring it back. I'm thinking bring it back here somewhere off the canvas, because it has to make some sense. So I'm just going to pick up some blue and try to make some sense of it all. There's a little river coming down here or something. Comes into here. So we'll have to see, that makes more sense, right? So it could be Could be coming down to a little falling over or something. You know, maybe it's a little falls, falling down, little falls. Not much of one, just something that's coming down and into the river. See, that makes more sense now, doesn't it? Hmm? Yeah. What we can do with that house? I want to put a house there, but I don't know where to put it. So the river's here. I guess, I don't know. I don't know. So I just want to make a suggestion to you. When you buy these smaller tubes of paint, because white is the one that you're going to use the most, and these are nice, these are really titanium white. If I were you, I would buy the bigger, just regular white paint that you can buy, and it's a little cheaper. So what you can do is use the regular white paint for your basic painting, and then when you want to put your highlights on, or you want some really bright spots, use your titanium for smaller details, because no matter where you buy titanium white, it's more expensive, and white is what you use the most. So I would say save your titanium white for your highest highlights, your brightest highlights, and your smaller details. So that's a little tip for you to save you some money. I'm going to add a few little bushes down here. You can see I did have a little house there, but I didn't like it. So I just covered it up for now, and I'll put another one in so we can do it together. I just want to add some little bushes or something down here to fill in this space here. Just to give it a little bit of just something going on here, right? Because there's a space there. So, just a little bit of my yellow ochre and a brighter yellow, and just put that together and kind of make these cute little bushes here, just to fill in that bottom space there. I'm going to try to put a little house here. Get some of those bushes back in there. I love that color. Make some a little bit higher than others, you know. Just little bushes. You can put whatever you want in your painting. You know, that gives it a little bit of an oomph, a little bit of color, a little bit. Just going to add a little bit of grass here on this edge. That river is going back there, so it's okay to have a bit of grass on the edge here. Brighten up that area a little bit. We'll put some grass coming up. Maybe we'll use a fan brush, and that will help us make some of those grasses that we have there. Just probably get a small fan brush, some green on it, and probably a little bit of white to brighten it up a little bit. And then you can tap on the edge here. Pull up a little bit of grass. Tap it there. That's what I like about the fan brush. You can tap on your grass. Eh? You need some more white so you can see it. Just trying to brighten up that area a little bit, but yet know that there is a river behind there. Coming in from there, but give it a little bit of taps of lighter grass here like this with the fan brush. See how that gives it that grassy look though? I love it. Tap, tap, pull up. Tap, tap, pull up. I'm just trying to brighten it up so you can see it, because I know it's hard to see sometimes. So I'm trying to brighten up this area up here. Because remember I said the sun is coming in from the left, so if it's coming in from the left, then you're going to want the sun to hit off certain spots. Probably would grab the end of that really at the brightest edge, wouldn't it? I'm trying to leave some of my darker shadows there too. I don't want to destroy everything by getting carried away as I usually do. But doesn't that look nice now? Trying to capture a little bit of really brightness on the edge there. Isn't that nice? It certainly brightens it up, doesn't it? Over here is going to be a little shadowier because that's where, because the sun is coming in from the left, so it's not going to be quite as bright over here, right? So we won't, but it will be bright over here. So find some spots in your painting where you think the sun might fall and might hit, right? And if you do that, if you put some highlights here and there where you think the light is, that really makes your painting really nice, stand out. I'll at least try to draw the house. Maybe that. Maybe. Just a little roof light, something simple. Just something, nothing complicated. There we go, something like that. And just paint it in, and then you got a little house. Not sure, that should be, maybe the roof could overlap the side of the house here. I don't know. So let's just paint it in and see. What kind of roof do you want? What color roof do you want? A red roof? What color roof should we put on that? I'm just going to take a small flat brush. Color roof will be nice on that, I wonder. I don't know. Maybe a red. I want some color. So I'm thinking maybe red. Nice red roof. There we go. Now, if you're trying to keep your lines straight, you could put some kind of a stiff cardboard or cardstock paper on the edge and then paint over that, and that way you should be able to keep your line. It's not bad. You might need a second coat. Wipe off the paint. If you're going to go to another area, just wipe it off with tissue or your hand. Alright, anyway. This way you get to go over your chalk line and try to get a straight line. Try. Bad. Not too bad. Do the same with the top if you want. Make sure that's clean. You got to make sure that you clean that off because that's wet paint, and you put that back on there, it's going to go to a different spot. What's going to happen? It's going to get on your painting. So I want to warn you about that. I don't want you to mess up your painting because of me. You'd be yelling at me. What did you make us do? We're trying to help. I love your feedback. Good or bad, I love feedback. So that's a little roof. That much done. And now I want to put maybe a white, some white there. Now, so I'm going to get a small flat brush again. Use the same one or get a new one if you can't get the paint off of it. If you can't get it clean enough. Make sure your brush is nice and clean. Take some of your white paint. Start painting in this here. Now, coming out a little bit more, I think. Might need 2 coats because white's a little transparent, you know. Now, like I said, you could use that little cardstock or cardboard kind of paper to help you with the straight lines. All right. I'm going to put just a simple little house here. I'm not going to do anything elaborate because I think it'd be nice to do a painting with the focal point or the main focus on a nice big house or something like that. But in this case, this can still be the focal point, but I don't want I'm going to try and fix up my water while I'm waiting for that. I'm going to use a flat brush. Alright, this one is, I believe this one is Dollar and Roundy, but because I'm using mostly Salvador brushes and because I love them. I just picked this one up here, and I want to. Let's see. I want to get this so that it looks like it needs to come up this way. I could be wrong. We'll find out. So I'm just going to put a bit of white and red and blue together so I can keep that color dark. And then I'm going to come up more. See, I'm standing to the side, so to me it looks correct. So I'm just going to fill that in. Dark colors. Then I can always put some on top. Now if yours is okay, you don't have to do this, alright? I'm just trying to show you that if you work at your painting enough, if you think there's something wrong and you don't like what you see, don't give up. Alright? Don't give up. Keep going. Because it's usually only 1 or 2 spots that you have trouble with, right? Yeah, already I think it's starting to come along. Just the lines, see what I mean? It's just perspective. People ask about perspective, and to be trying to explain perspective, it's better to try and figure it out this way. Doesn't that look a bit better? I think. Nice colors. Yeah, it's the way I'm standing. I'm standing to the side here, and I can't judge. When I look at the front of it, then it looks crooked to me, so try to keep those lines horizontal. They got to be really, really horizontal. I think it looks better. I'm going to add some white to get those whites back in there. All right. Really like that dark down there. Really like the darks, because the darks are underneath your painting. That's just blue and red. Make a really deep, dark purple. And see, sometimes I can't simplify the painting. Sometimes I kind of make a mess. I really like that dark down there. That's nice. To me, that looks a bit better. See how important it is to go straight across? How important it is to be horizontal? Right? Because see how before it looked like it was dipping down? Right? Now we're going straight across. I guess if you used a ruler, that might help too, right? You know, because a ruler will keep it straight, right? I'll tell you what else might keep it straight. Something like this. But then you have to keep it straight too. Aha. Aha. Is this an aha moment? Okay, so straight. Well, that's handy. Make sure it's straight though. Because you can still go down that way. You don't want to do that. So you want to make sure it's straight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think we're onto something. Make sure it's straight, straight, straight. Now, I'm going to add a bit of white just so you can see it. It's straighter, isn't it? See, this way you can see if it's straight, right? You can look at your tool that you have here. Oops. Now see how I'm gone down that way, aren't I? That's better. It looks much better, actually. I mean, you can see the straightness. I'm not saying the water looks much better because I still got to put my... But as long as I can keep them straight across, now that I have a guide, I can put in some of these little ripples to brighten it up a bit. See? Now you use lots of white on the top of your brush. And let's see if we can get some nice little ripples or something going on there so we can make it look real pretty. See, now I got those straight lines to follow. I can brighten them up. Bring it over this way to get them in there. When that dries, I'll put some more on top. But that looks much straighter now, I think. Do you? Do you? I think it does. Get that straight up there a bit more. Just a little. It's better. So with a few little squiggles like this, that'll make it look like the water is moving also, right? We'll just put some. Maybe the sun is shining on it or something there. That's better. See? So you just put a little bit of light down there, just a little, because it's so dark down there. Isn't that nice? I like that. But you don't want it to be pure black, you know what I mean? Like you need some reflection or some, maybe just some sun shining down there underneath it, you know? Nice. That's much better. So now you know what to do. Get one of these things or something like it, and then you can use it to help you keep any straight lines going across a path or anything at all that you're drawing that requires horizontal lines. You could even use it to make sure you clean it off though when you put it back on your canvas. You could even use it for doing a horizontal line, right? For your horizon. That would be nice. You could even use it for putting on the roof of your house, right? Isn't that nice? You use it for lots of stuff. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. So, it depends on how much highlight you want on your water. Remember, the sun is over here somewhere. So you want to get a little bit of just adding a little bit of white on my, see? So, like I say, painting is, you know, painting is, I don't know, just going back over your painting until you get it right, until you get it the way you want it. Because some things have to, you know, come together so that it looks really nice. I'm just assuming the light. So always think about where the light is, and wherever you think the light is, put the brightest highlights there. And that way, it will really make your painting pop. Alright? So look where you think the sun is. I think the sun is up here on these, on those edges of that grass, and some of the water here. Now that we got a guide to go straight across, makes it so much easier. See, now you're getting reflection from the sky, the sun. As it goes down, we got a bit of shadow going on down there, but you can still put some reflection from the sky just by adding a little bit of white on your brush. And you can still get a bit of reflection from the sky by adding a few little A bit of white. See, the white's going over the deep purple, so that will tone down the white for you. It won't be chalky white then. Looks nice. That looks nice. Nice and bright. I'm trying to get some nice bright spots there for you so you can see. Okay, so we can clean that up. All right. I'm thinking maybe a small little tree. I don't know. You can also have just some branches coming out as if there's a tree over here somewhere. You can do that too. I'm just going to, I wonder, would that be nice? I think a little tree would be nice. What the heck? Alright, let's just take a small flat brush. Use the Salvador brushes and paints. And let's see. Let's put on the burnt umber, burnt sienna, burnt umber. And we will make a small tree over by the house. Where will we put it? I don't want to put it over the house. Not right now. Maybe I'll put something there, but put this one probably going up here. I know it's hard to do stuff when you already have it almost all done and you're like, I don't want to ruin it. So we'll just put a little tree there. Not a big one, just a little one. Go right to the top. Good. Nice, nice. Maybe we'll add a little light to the side. Where the sun is shining, remember? Always think about the light. Think about the light. Just tap it on if you have to. If you find that you're having a hard, and you don't want it to be too even. You want it to be kind of staggered. Just tap it on. That'd probably be the best way to do it. Let's just tap it on. Yeah, that gives it more of an interesting look. That's better. We can put some grass or flowers up around there. That's nice, isn't it? So then put your couple of, let's get a smaller brush, maybe a small liner brush, or I got one here. So many choices with the Salvador. They have lots of different sizes. I like this one. That's nice. Okay, so I'm going to try that one. I'm going to use the same colors, burnt sienna with a bit of burnt umber, and I'm going to pull out a few little nice. Very nice. Yeah, that's pretty. Maybe there's another little one here. I don't know. Maybe there's a just falling out here. There we go. So you can put a little bit of a white on the corner of that also, just to kind of in the background there, but just want to make it look like another tree, because it kind of looks like a shadow there now, doesn't it? Don't want too much of a shadow there. Just a little tap on the edge here. And where the paint's still a bit wet, it'll take that chalky look off your. Now, talking about shadows, I think a shadow would look nice back there, wouldn't it? Just take a small flat brush and take your dark colors. You can take a dark green. What you can do is take your sap green. Because the grass is green, you want a shadow, right? So because the grass is green, use green grass. And then add some red or burnt sienna to it. That will give you a beautiful, add purple, dark purple to your base color. So if you're putting a shadow on grass, use your green and then add your purple to it. Okay, you can do that too. Now the shadow is going to go behind, right? Okay, a little bit of shadow. See? Nice, isn't it? It gives it that little bit of extra touch, you know? You still got the green look, but now it has a... You can also make a shadow by watering down your shadow color. You can take your brush, clean it off, and then have a bit of mostly water, see, so you can see through it. And if you can see through it, then you can see the grass underneath then too, right? So you can put a watery one on. But if it's not dark enough, then you just thicken it up. See? See, like a little glaze. I like to put a little bit of a highlight on that there, just so I won't forget, because I forgot about it. So I'm just going to put a bit of burnt sienna and a bit of white together, like that. See that? Burnt white and sienna. And I'm just going to, because the light is, like I said, from the left, the light will be around here. I'm just going to go up and down. Let that white fall off where it may. Whatever's left over my brush, I'll just move it to the other side a little bit. And pick up a little more. See, and then you just use the chiseled edge of the brush, and then you get that nice separation. You'll be able to keep some of the shadows under the tree, see? And sometimes it'll just fall off your brush, the white, look, see, like that? And that will give you that nice textured look that you're looking for. Short lines, a little bit of white, and that white will mix in with the brown. Alright, and then if you want to get that darker again, just add a bit of black and brown together, or burnt sienna and burnt umber, and put that shadow back in here. Chiseled edge. See? And if you put too much highlight in here, just add a little more, little short strokes so that you can see your shadows again, see? Or your dark underneath the tree. Lots of tricks and tips and tricks. Alright. I should do it. If you need to fix anything up, just take your brush and go over a few areas. Alright. Good. Do you think we need a few little branches up there? I'll use my big 1-inch bristle brush. Like I said, these are called chip brushes. You'll find them in my Amazon shop. And I'm thinking maybe a dark green. I'll use sap green and a bit of that really nice yellow ochre. I'm going to have to fall in love with that color now. So I'm just going to, the bristles are nicely opened. Just going to add a little bit. I don't want much. Yeah, there we go. There's plenty. That's plenty. That don't overpower it then. See? Gives a nice little look. So try to find the smallest flat brush you can find. That's a really nice small flat brush right there. Okay? So we're going to try to do some windows. All right. Let's put a few windows in there. So all I'm going to do, you can draw them out first if you want, or you can take your little flat brush, dip it into black, nice and black, all right. Try to keep a chiseled edge. Nice chiseled edge. And then, with a steady hand, put in, let's do a door first. Maybe a door. Where do you think the door should be? In the middle? A couple of windows on the side? Touch and pull down. You got a nice little door. Need more paint, just pick it up. Oops. Okay, that's good. My hand's not that steady. Everybody has a problem keeping their hands steady when you're standing up too. If you're sitting down, it's so much easier. But anyway, I'm going to put a couple of windows here. I'm not going to put too much. Probably one. You can put in as many as you want. Touch. Pull down. That's cute. Like I said, nothing fancy. Not for me anyway, but you can certainly. One of these days now I'll pick a house and I'll paint it so I can show you all the different ways you can. Now that's supposed to be straight down there, but I can straighten it out with some white. I want to get my purplish color. I'm going to go and clean my brush and get some blue and red. Get a purplish color and put a bit of a shadow underneath here. Good, and then I'm going to wet my brush and just wipe it off my tissue, and now there's still some paint left on my brush. Whatever's left over, I'm going to use that for a shadow. See? Too much water. A little bit too much water. It's almost like watercolor, isn't it? You know, maybe some shadows from the trees and things. Just some shadow. Alright. I get too much. We get too much. Tap it off a little bit there. So I'm glad I'm doing this painting this way today, because I can show you how to fix your mistakes and all kinds of good stuff, okay? So we fixed the water. Now we're trying to fix the house. So get a nice clean brush. Use your flat brush. I want to put some more white back in there. Now you can fix up your windows a little bit. I'm trying to make that bright. See, now you can fix anything up that you need. See? If that's still wet, you're going to get that. So just make sure everything is dry. It's like an old house in the woods. Cute. And I'm going to put some red on my brush, a little bit of white. I'm going to drag a bit of, I don't know, just a little highlight there. So where the sun is coming in over here. Cool. Get a little tiny liner brush, thinnest one you can find. If you have a really hard time, if you can't get a really thin brush, you can use a marker in some cases, right? Like, so say you have a hard time with the windows. Use a marker. Little doorknob here. So just go into your sap green with your little bristle brush. Tap, 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 tap. And keep it a little bit dark first, just so that we know where we're going to go with it. So we have some grass going up around the house. Yeah, nice and dark at first, right? And it might be crawling up the side of the house and in around the window. And it might be crawling around here. So you have it whatever way you want. It doesn't have to be anything particular. Just put some little bits of grass and things going up around the house. Maybe it's coming down into the roof of the house. See? Now, it's nice to have those darks there because now that's our shadows. See? Now you can add your yellows to brighten it up. So with your dirty brush, you can add a nice lighter yellow. See, isn't that pretty? You can even add some of your yellow ochre if you like that. Just mix it into whatever way you decide you want your color. Okay? That's good. And then you just go on top of what you just did just to give it some highlights. If you need to brighten up a bit more, just add a bit more yellow. Isn't that cute? See? Surrounded by all these beautiful little bushes and trees. See? Good. You can even add a few little flowers in front there if you like. You just get a little round brush and just tap on little bits of red in there just to make it look like there might be some little flowers going on in here. You can add different colors, red, yellow, blue. Nice. A little bit of white just to brighten up a little bit more. Probably next to what you did instead of on top because you lose your red. Yeah, there we go. It's cute. Nice. A little hideaway. The hidden hideaway. Isn't that cute? There we go. The hidden hideaway. That's so cute. I'm going to use this bristle brush, the smaller one. Alright, I'm just going to use my yellow ochre and my yellow, and you can see the brush will drop off some of these really cute little highlights. Because the bristles are open, see? So they'll do that for you. So you yellow ochre and yellow, bright yellow, and a little bit of white, and that'll help drop off some of those nice little separated bits of grass. See? Because you don't want everything to be just a flat. You want things to have some. So the more you layer it with these little bits and pieces of paint, makes things stand out. See, look. Sun's shining there too. See how I'm layering things? I'm just layering, and I'm using different types of brushes just to see what I can get from them. So don't be afraid. As long as you keep, see how I'm building up, is what they call it, building up. You build up layers and layers of paint. Right? You just keep painting over and over what you did, but the mistake some people make is they end up covering up everything. But what I'm doing is I'm layering and layering and layering. Look, you see all the different greens and the yellow ochre and it's all on top of each other so that I don't lose everything. So, you got to be very careful with this. It takes practice. I mean, like you see me in this painting now struggling and working through it all. So I'm doing this on purpose today so you can see that you do not give up. That's the moral of this painting. Don't give up. That's the theme of this painting, I should call it. Maybe the theme. Don't give up. So I'm just trying. I'm going to take a bit of white paint on top of my brush. I'm just going to dab in some of these little bits of white as if there's some flowers around that tree. Okay? Cute. Maybe there's some over here too. See, you put them up high, it looks like they're tall. You can put in some brighter ones if you like. We already have some in here, but you can keep adding them, you can keep adding and layering. See? Want a tall one? Put it up there. I tell you what I like these blue flowers. Just by putting blue and white on, you can have these nice tall flowers too, right? Yeah. And then you can add your little bit of grass back there so you don't, so it looks like they're in the grass. So little bits of blue and white, and you can have those nice, I don't know, I don't want to put too much in, I'm going to end up ruining it. I think that's alright. Let's see what else we got to do. What else? What else? I was going to put a little swan in here. I don't know if I can get one in there or not. Maybe I'll just leave it. Because it might, if I put in too much other stuff, like if you put in some birds in the sky, it might be nice. But I think if I put in too much more, what's going to happen is it's going to be too busy. So the only thing I think, I might ruin my painting, but you know, how are you going to know unless you try? I'm going to try a little bit of, I'm going to use a palette knife, the tip of my palette knife, and I'm going to use that color. So I didn't mix it, as you can see. And I'm probably going to put a little bit of something here to give it like a, maybe some rocks or something's going on out there, you know, something that'll make your painting look better, not worse. And more white if you need it. I'm just using the tip of my palette knife. Just the edge of the river there, or the edge of the bank. Alright. You don't have to do this if you're happy with what you have, okay? Just me. Just me. It looks kind of nice though. It's not bad. I was going to put a fence here, but I think I'll leave it out. Like I said, I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to make a mess, you know? So I'll just clean that edge up there, and then we will be on our way. Just get my fan brush here just to clean up that edge a little bit. No, that's not going to work. Let's get a flat brush. Get a flat brush. Small flat brush, and small flat brush, and we'll clean up that edge. There we go. Nice. And then we'll add a little more white to give it a bit of a highlight on top of that. And if you want, there's no end, is it? There's so much you can do with your painting. There's no end to it. Because see, the tops of those rocks are not blending in nicely with the grass. So I'm going to make some grass. I'm going to use my sap green, because I still want to keep that dark. And I'm just going to go back over those rocks there. Just to make it look like they're all hanging out together. Yeah, make sure you blend it up there with that stuff up there. Add a little bit of yellow to brighten it up. You can come back and put all that together. You want it all you want them to be together. to look like it's all in one, and but yet. All right. You know, you don't want it to look like. So I'm letting some of that paint come off of there. My brush is doing work for me. See, I'm just putting a little bit of paint on, letting my brush do the rest. A little bit of white, a little bit of yellows. That's better. That's a bit better. You could do the same here if you wanted to, with the palette knife if you want to. You know, so much you can do. It's like no end to it. It's fantastic. You know, if you find a palette knife too hard to work with, you can just use a little brush. But just the trick is to put the brown and the white, but marble it. Don't let it mix together. Okay, just marble it. That'd be marvelous. That'd be marvelous. So just a little bit. I'm just going to use the very tip of my palette knife. I want to get myself in trouble. I know I am. What happens doing this kind of stuff, which is great for your painting, it just adds more work for you, that's all, and it takes longer. Like I say, I'm doing a video, so don't want to be spending too much time because I won't be able to show you the anything because it'll be too long. Where all that water is coming from. But it does help though, doesn't it? I mean, it looks nice. It's worth the extra effort, don't you think? Keep looking at your painting, going, where should I do? What should I do here? What should I do there? There's something missing. There's... Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and do stuff that you like to do. And if you want to, here we go again. Here I go. Well, you can, yes, I did put some, that's right, I did put some, I just took some green, some reflections, right? You just take some green, lighten it up a little bit, just so it matches a little bit up on top. And then sap green would be good to do. And just scratch the surface. That's all, just to give it. I'm trying to get reflections from the sun and from the trees and things like that, just to give it an illusion, right? You're trying to give an illusion of things, all right? So it's an illusion. That's it. That's it. Just an illusion. So I'm just going to clean up my water. I find it a bit too dark, so I think I'm going to lighten that up a little bit. All you have to do is add some white. You can use a fan brush or you can use a flat. So I'm just going to brighten it up a bit more to give it more of the sky color in the water. I'm finding it just a tad bit too dark. Maybe I'll leave that alone. I think this better if you darken up that edge over there and lighten up this edge over here. Maybe some moving water or something. Coming down over here. Running into that one there. So you can play around with your painting until you're happy with it. I think the brighter river looks nicer because it's got more of a reflection from the sky. Nice and dark down here, I like that. And some shadows in the water and things. So that's kind of nice. I like the way the house is hidden. So that is it. All right. Nice. Just needs a little bit more, little bit more highlight up here, just to bring it out a bit. There we go. Little goes a long way. So thank you very much for watching today, and I will see you in the next video. Signing out from Allison Pryor. Bye.